everyone, Karen here. Today we're going to be making an infinity or never-ending card. And this gets its name, if you've never seen one before, from the fact that as you open it, it just keeps going and going back to the beginning, and it keeps going and going. And they're kind of fun. Now, I've been making these for Valentine's Day. So I have this one here, which is in, traditional pinks and reds. I have this one that I did in a little bit darker colors. I thought might be more appropriate for a man. And the sets I've been using are from Pink and Maine, and one is called You Take the Cake, and one is called One Smart Cookie. And they're kind of fun. They have a bunch of puns, and we'll talk about those in a second. But we're going to use the rest of the puns that I have, and we have a slightly different paper. And let me get this camera turned around, and we will get started. All right, so here's a closer look at the puns we're going to be using. And once again, those are called One Smart Cookie and Take the Cake. And these say things like, I'm happy when I'm with you. We make a great combo. You're my main squeeze. You take the cake and you're my jam. These are a lot of fun. I like a good pun, and this is what I'm going to be using on the card today. All right, so let's move this to the side. Now let's go over what we're going to need here for paper. We're going to need, for the card base, you're going to need 4 pieces of paper that are 3 by 6, scored at 1.5 and 4.5. So I'm going to bring this in here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that are 3 by 6. I'm going to lay them out here along the 6-inch side. I'm going to score at 1.5 and at 4.5. And I'm going to do that with each and every one of the pieces. Exactly the same. Then I'm going to take them and I am going to fold these and fold them again. And I am going to use my bone folder. And I want to make these as loose as I can, because the looser these are, the easier it's going to be to glue this together. All right, so we want these nice and loose. And I'll go over these in a minute. So let's construct the base, because the base does take a moment to dry. So if you want to make it easier, you can take a ruler and mark along the 3-inch side 1.5 inches. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it here so you can visually see what I'm going to do here with these two. And you only have to do this with 1. No, I take that back. You should do it with 2. So we're going to take this, go across the 3-inch side, make a little mark at the 1.5. And 1.5 on the bottom. And this is just going to help you when you put your glue down of where you want to put your glue. So let me grab some tacky glue. And I'm going to put glue in the 4 corners. Now when I say 4 corners, I'm putting the 2 pieces together. I mean this corner, this one, and this one. I'm going to bring that in a little bit. All right, so this one, and this one. That just looked really far away. So we're going to put glue here. And we're going to put some glue here. And here. And here. All right, now the other 2 that we didn't draw anything on, we're going to line up in the corners. So we're going to align that one to there. We're going to align it to this corner. You're laying them straight on top of each other. This one will go on the top. Just make sure you're flush on your 2 sides. And the 4th one, I'm going to flip this over so I can see the other side to make sure it's flush. And if it's a little off, it's okay. You can trim it later on. All right. So now we're going to let this dry. And I see I have a mark here, but we're going to be covering that, so that's okay. So while this dries, let me bring in my other paper. So now for the decorations. So you're going to need, I'm going to be using 5 2.5-inch squares, and that's what I stamped each of these on. And this could be anything you want. You can use less than this. You don't have to use 5. It's up to you. You'll see as we go along. There's a lot of personal choice in this card. So then you're going to need 4 of the 2 3/4 square in print, and you're going to need 4 in solid. And then you're going to need 2 3/4 by 1 3/4, again 4 print, 4 solid. And then you're going to need 8 of these little squares that are 1 1/4 square. And then there is a choice at one point in the card where if you want to decorate it, you would either need 2 2.5 by 1 or 2 2.5-inch squares like this. And that will make sense when we get to that part. All right, so let me see if this is grabbed enough to start folding it. I think it has. So now we're going to go through the folds, and we're going to take the bone folder to it again, because you want to make sure these are all nice and folded. And when you get to your pencil lines, if they show, just erase them. No biggie. Just erase the pencil lines. All right, so let's fold that down again. Now it will flip up and down. And you can see it's catching here, but that's fine. We can trim it. So when we fold it out this way, this is the part that's catching. So I'm going to take my guillotine. And let me fold it through one more time. See exactly where it's catching. All right, so this here. So I'm going to take just a smidge off of here. And I am talking a small, small smidge. And I'm going to take a small smidge off of this side. I mean, that's all I'm cutting off. That's it. Now let's see how we're doing here. All right, so now these are the other 2 sides. So I'm just going to cut a smidge off of that. So if it's catching, you can just cut a little bit off. I am talking just a tiny bit. And it could come from where you are, when you're gluing it together. Or when you put it on your scoreboard, you didn't put it in exactly the same place. So now we're good. Now we're folding like crazy. So now we're ready to start attaching things. All right, so we're going to start with the front. And I'm just going to fold it down one more time. So now we have decisions to make. So I decided I was going to do the front. You grab these 4. With these 4 going down, because you'll see there's the creases here. So these 4 will go here, and I'm going to put 2 solid pieces here. This is how I'm going to start the front of my card. So I'm going to glue these down, but I'm going to use Color glue for this, because that will give it a little bit of strength. You can see with the ones that I made, I did it the opposite. I had the rectangles on the top and the bottom, but this time I'm going to do them on the sides. All right, that came off. All right, now I'm going to flip it to the next position. What did I do? All right, this is the next position. So now the 4 corners are going to be the hearts, because those are the small squares, easy peasy. So I'm going to glue those in. All right, there's 2. And this paper was from a Crafter's Companion subscription box that I've had quite a while. But I actually went through all my papers a couple weeks ago, and I sorted them all by theme or by color. And it was amazing the paper I found. But since I did that, I am finding that I am using more of my paper that has been sitting here for a long time. So that was my resolution for the year, is to use the paper I have, because I have a lot of it. So now we have a choice. So you can put the prints here and solids behind, like this, or you can put the solids behind, which case it would look like there's a frame, and then put these here. I think I kind of like that, so that's what I'm going to do. This will go here. But yeah, the paper, yeah, I had forgotten I had some of it, and now it's all going to get used. Right, this one will go here. Like that. Now I'm going to flip it to the next position before I glue these down, because this is where you have the choice. So, oh, these are a little crooked. Let me straighten that a little bit. All right. So now when you fold this, see, now this is revealed as two big squares. So this is where I was saying, when you decorate this, you can either decorate it and you'll see half of it from the other side, or you can put 4 small things on here. Generally, I usually put big things on there unless I'm like spelling out a word or something, or if I have something small enough that I can put on there. But you'll see when we decorate what I decide to do. This will go on here. Now this is our other squares. Now I cut print ones here, but if you wanted to, you absolutely could do 4 solid ones. Make sure I'm not putting my hearts upside down. All right, here's 2 sides. And side number 3. Down the middle. Once again, these were 1 1/4 squares. I say that with confidence. Yep, 1 1/4. Oops. Let that grab. All right, so now we will flip this up, flip this down. Now we have our last panel here, which will have, let's see, what did I do on the front? I had solid in the middle. So now I'm going to have print in the middle. Yeah, this will go this way. This will go on here. Right, and then I will have solid in these 4 spots here. And you could emboss these papers if you wanted to. I'm going to emboss some hearts here in a second to decorate with. But you absolutely could. But I wouldn't put foam on any of this card because it will make it too thick and it might catch. So I wouldn't use any foam. All right, 1 more panel left and then we will be decorating. last panel. Then we will move on to the pretties. All right, make sure those are straight. They're pretty straight. All right, so now we're back at the beginning again. So for the beginning, as you see on here, I have Happy Valentine's Day and a bunch of different hearts. Now these hearts here are coming from this here. I've been cutting out hearts and I have been making a bunch of Valentines, and this is kind of what I have left. Because generally when I cut these out, I'll cut out a bunch and then my pile kind of builds as I go along. So some of these I took and put through an embossing folder instead of leaving them plain like this. So let me show you how I did that. So I just took this 3D embossing folder from Crafter's Companion, and I just took them and just filled up the embossing folder. Grab some more here. I haven't done yet. And let's see, I think maybe that one. All right, I'm going to close this up. I'm going to run this through my machine. All right. So now, the reveal. Here are some embossed hearts. All right, I'm going to add these to my pile. All right, so now in the front, I know I'm going to use the pink Happy Valentine's Day. That much I knew for sure. So I also have some of these strips over here I may use. And of course I have the puns. So I think for the front, I'm going to put, "We make a great combo." I think that's what I want on the front. I was wondering if I wanted to put some hearts on here. But I have other colors, so let's see. I thought some of the gold might be a little too much for this card, but let's see. Not sure if I like the gold. Let's see, we have fuchsia. I think that's too bold too. I think I may stay with the muted colors. Let's see. I do have a muted heart. I have any little ones left? Oh, all right, I think I'm going to stick with these. All right, so this will go on here. And these will go on here. So like on this one here, I did not put a sentiment on the front. I put extra hearts. So you know what? I may do the same thing here. So this will be here. I do have the bigger hearts. No, I think I like that better. All right, I'm going to do this with the darker heart behind here. And this one here. All right, so there is the position 1 finished. Now we will flip it up to position 2. Now here I will put on there, "We make a great combo," and "I'm happy when I'm with you." We will put these on here. I know I'm switching glue here. If it's something that has a coating on it, I'm going to grab the tacky glue. If it doesn't have a coating on it, I'm going to use the Kala glue. because the Calo glue will take the finish off a mirror card. And I've done it one too many times. All right, so there's these two. Now, I think I want a heart here and here to kind of give it a little balance. I don't think I want gold. Oh, maybe I do. Gold or the mauve. I think I will do gold since I did gold on the front. Now this has adhesive backing to it, but I don't completely trust it. So I'm going to peel the backing off, but still add glue. And for this, I will add tacky glue. I think I'm going to put them at an angle. And this one will be at the other angle, I think. Yep, I think it's the same. All right, so the second one is finished. I think that's all that needs. So now, when we flip it to here, so now we have the heart in the top and the bottom. We have these four sides we can decorate, and then something in the middle. Now, the other choice we would have had at this point is flip here. See here, I have a half and a half showing. And then it reveals itself this way. So this time, though, I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to put two more hearts on here. I think. Oh, like that. I think that's better. All right, so we'll do this like this. So since I'm using the mirror card and the glitter card, I'm going to use tacky glue. Yeah, this glitter card with the adhesive on the back is one of the things I found when I cleaned out my paper. Now I'm going to check it and make sure I'm covering them. So it won't be a secret reveal. All right, so this will come up here. Now this would be cute too if you had it and you took 4 pieces and went across this way, 4 down, and you could spell out like love. You could do that too, something along those lines. There's a lot you can do here with these 4 sections if you don't want to leave it as one section. All right, let's make sure this is all covered, which it is. So now we have our little heart section. Now we have here, this is our last section. So I have, you take the cake, you're my jam, and you're my main squeeze left. So I think I'm going to put these 2 on here. Now here is where you could leave one panel blank so a person could sign it. So if you want to leave these bottom ones blank or only put something, let's say we go think I will do that. And then there'll be room here and here for the person to sign. So let's take glue, tacky glue again, because this is the mirror card. And we'll tack that down. We will glue the purplish pink down, the fuchsia. Do the same thing up here. And the pink one. But there's really a lot of different choices in this card, way you decorate it. Depending on how you break up the squares, you really can make the card look different. I mean, you could on this panel split it up. I mean, you really can do whatever you want. So sit and play with it and, you know, try different combinations and see what you like. All right, so now we're back to the beginning again. So now let's take a look, see if it needs anything else. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't think this needs any more hearts. Maybe it does. We haven't used that many. I think. I think I will put them on. It looks a little plain. There's one this way. One over here. And this side. And really, any kind of embossing folder will work. Because you can see on this one, I used like a filigree. Let's see, that's the filigree. And this one was a much smaller filigree, different pattern. But yeah, anything that has a lot of pattern to it, doesn't have a lot of empty space, will work great for these. Anything that's all over. I even think even like a wood pattern, if you were making a Valentine for a man, you absolutely could use a wood pattern and make all the hearts look like wood. I think the dark one I made is a little bit more masculine with the black. Yeah, I think these are a lot of fun. I like making these for birthday cards too. All right, so that one's done. I think that has enough on it. And this is like this. Here are my main squeeze, room to sign, and we're back at the beginning. So there it is. The infinity or never-ending card. So now I have 3 of them ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you would like to see the other cards, because I have more Valentine's cards, and then we will be right into Easter and Mother's Day, subscribe and you'll get a notification whenever I post a new video. And until next time, stay crafty.